Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Welcome back. In this quick tip episode, guess what we're talking about? Eligibility efficiency. You got it. Strategies for organizing your verification of benefits. We want to work smarter, not harder. So let's get into it. The art of organizing your team with your benefit approach. We want to organize an eligibility and benefit check in private practice for the annual calendar year benefits so that everyone is ready. And this requires strategic foresight. It requires clear roles, delineation, and of course, we need innovative approaches to ensure accuracy and efficiency. And one of the things that I think happens is we wait to the last minute and we're like, well, we can't do anything to the first of the year, so we'll just make it happen. And so I think it's really crucial that we gamify our eligibility for our team and that we actually will create teams that will compete for how many verification eligibility they can get done each day. And the accuracy is really important in that process. Identifying accuracy and then communication and agreement from the patient is part of that crucial process. So when we're organizing our eligibility and benefit team, we want to establish a dedicated benefit verification task force. You got it, task force. Create a specialized cross-functional team. Could be 2 to 3 team members from billing, front desk, IT, solely focused on verification of benefits from, call it, mid-December to February. And I say it because January and February are the months that we're doing this. It's that biggest role. But we are prepping October, November, December. We're getting our ducks in a row. And this task force, they're going to operate as a command center. They're going to centralize efforts. They're going to reduce fragmentation. They're going to maintain accountability. And it's important that you assign a task force leader to oversee workflows, monitor progress, report any daily verification, completion rates, any issues, rotate members to prevent that burnout. But this should be something that we gamify. We want to implement a triage system for patient prioritization. So what that means is we want to develop this protocol to prioritize appointment-based verification where everyone scheduled for the beginning of the year understands and that we have an urgency based on the date range. So someone that says, well, I don't want to schedule until I know what my benefits are. Well, right now we need to prioritize anyone that does want to schedule regardless. One of the things that sometimes people make a mistake of is they're like, hey, Jason told me they don't care. They just want to come in. So I'm going to focus on people that don't want to be scheduled until they know. And I'm like, no, we should prioritize the people that are on our schedule no matter what. And if Janet doesn't want to come until she checks her benefits, let her check her benefits. Let her take that extra precaution. Sometimes we do too much too soon. I want to say it that way. The next is we need to conduct a preseason workflow simulation. We want to simulate what's going on. So in December, we're going to run mock verification drills to simulate January's high volume workload. We're going to assign staff sample patient rosters. We're going to batch verification process. We're going to practice the payer interactions with scripts, phone calls, and even the communication that we're sending to our patients. We should have all of that simulated, even the mock agreements for our patients to sign. And again, these are all things that we're already getting that script written way in advance, and the patients already know what's coming, and so that we're prepared, inclusive of a good faith estimate. So understanding, hey, this was your original good faith estimate. This is the projected good faith estimate. This is the actual good faith estimate. There could be 3 tiers of a good faith estimate depending on what we're doing. We want to create a centralized knowledge area. So we want to build our digital benefit verification hub on a shared drive and intranet that's all HIPAA compliant containing payer-specific protocols, updating contact lists, portal logins, FAQs, the whole bit. We want to ensure all team members have access to this and that they have real-time interaction to ensure that we get the most accurate data possible. We need to adopt a daily stand-up meeting routine. Every day, hold a brief 10 to 15-minute daily stand-up meeting from January till February to align the team, review progress, address blockers. Each member reports completed, pending, and payer issues. We need to use a shared dashboard, and that could be in your practice management solution or a tool like a Trello or Monday, etc., to track verification status, ensuring transparency and accountability across all payer sources, all team members, all patients. We want to incentivize our team. Let's create some micro rewards. What if you offered a small reward or a gift, or you had a leaderboard? Or what if it was that whoever conducts the most verification of benefits wins a trip to Mexico for 2 nights stay? You could make it fun. You could do a Taco Tuesday every week of it just to make it fun for lunch. There's ways for you to gamify this stressful piece so that they feel like there's some fun offsetting making 50 phone calls. I actually think the most I verified 74 patients' benefits on the phone in one day. Now, I had multiple phones, multiple holds, and I would do batches where each phone call I would try and get around 6 to 12 done if I could per payer source. January 28th through the 31st, 2026, Coral Gables, Florida. Your business is on the track. Are you ready to hit top speed? The Growth Code Conference is your pit stop for 4 days of proven strategies, precision leadership tools, and a tuned-up growth plan. Leave the slow lane behind and accelerate toward your best season yet. Register now at growthcodeconference.com. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to utilize role-specific playbooks. So develop your tailored playbooks for each role. We've got a payer caller, we've got a data reviewer, we have a patient communicator outlining step-by-step the tasks, the scripts, the troubleshooting, etc. All of these things can be very helpful, and distribute those in that November-December period. I want you to integrate a feedback loop for payer interactions. Create a system for staff to log specific issues that they're having, any challenges, any barriers. Hey, this payer's not picking up. I'm on hold for longer. What does that work? And share successful workarounds. Maybe it's Cigna responds better at 8 a.m. than it does at noon. Things like that. Assign a patient liaison for proactive outreach. So designate a team member as the patient liaison. That person's gonna proactively contact patients in December, reminding them to update insurance details, sign financial responsibility agreements, identify if they're gonna be in the schedule, if they're gonna take on liability, all those things. Equip this liaison with email and text templates and a tracking system to log patient responses, ensuring no patient slips through the cracks. All very, very, very important. Leverage predictive analytics for workload planning. Use historical data for EHR and practice management solutions to predict 2025 workload, allocate staff resources. Example, if Medicare patients took longer last year, assign more staff members to that payer's batch. If analytical tools are unavailable, then you need to manually review last year's verification logs to estimate volume and bottlenecks. So here are 10 efficiency strategies for organizing the annual VOB process. 1, I want you to batch verify by payer. Group your patients by insurance payer, Aetna, Blue Cross, Kaiser, etc., and verify benefits in bulk, 1 call or API query per payer, using standardized checklists for coverage, deductibles, and exclusions. 2, I want you to require financial patient agreements. I want you to mandate signed agreements from every single patient so that they are taking on responsibility for all unmet deductibles and that they understand their worst case scenario. So I understand that based on the way procedure codes operate, give them the cocktail of the worst case scenario so that they know the absolute max they will be responsible for until their deductible is satisfied. Use provisional scheduling. Schedule January appointments as tentative, require benefit verification and or patient agreement in advance before you see them. Check 48 to 72 hours prior to an appointment. So in a perfect world, if you're coming in on January 2nd clients are taking on full liability, or you know that their benefits are pretty transparent. So sometimes like a Medicaid, it's more transparent. In that world, January 2nd, we want to get January 3rd, 4th, and 5th all done on the 2nd so that those 3 days are fully verified in advance. I want you to distribute your patient resource guide. That verification guide is going to walk them on payer-specific questions, payer links, portal links, promoting patients to check and really look at what the insurance verification benefits are for their own individual policy. These are all things that are going to be crucial. We want to leverage eligibility APIs, utilizing tools like Availity and Waystar and all different tools. I mean, EligiPro, lots are out there. Pull real-time benefits. These are things that can help reduce your manual calls. Employ AI phone verification. That is a new tool that I find can be really helpful. That is tools like Infinitus to automate calls to payers, extract eligibility details for batch calls, and all kinds of fun stuff. So that can be great. Communicate conservatively. I want you to inform patients. Like I said, this may take 1 to 2 weeks to get our regular verifications done. They need to understand the timeline it takes. They need to understand worst case scenario data, all of that stuff. I want you to audit all of this daily. I know, daily. I want you to audit it daily. Conduct daily checks in the first month to ensure no patients are seen without either a verified benefit or a signed agreement of full liability. These are things that are really crucial. Now, some of you will say to me, hey, Brandon, my clients already signed full liability. That is different, okay? They may sign full liability, but they're signing full liability. They don't understand necessarily what's going on. I want a separate agreement that says the new year is ahead. As we approach the new year, you have two options. You may wait to be scheduled until we do a full verification of benefits and which you know your financial targets. You're still assuming financial responsibility, but you are more educated. Otherwise, we have the option that you get fast-tracked to our schedule, but you're in agreeing that you understand you will be held and billed to a full max expense per CPT code pricing so that you know the contracted rates upfront of what we anticipate, and we are going to treat you as if you're coming out full pocket for that contracted rate. That way, they're taking on full liability at the time of visit. I want you to pre-clean patient data. Sometimes we use virtual assistants or chat boxes, but I want you to start making sure all the details are accurate. The numbers, the addresses, the birth dates, the codes, the primaries, the beneficiaries, the secondaries, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So recognizing all of that is really crucial. Did you know a 2022 study by Invensys found that private practices implementing real-time insurance eligibility verification reduced claim denials by 30%. 30% real-time, increasing monthly revenue by an average of $5,000 per provider through faster payment cycles and fewer billing errors. Getting to quality data is crucial. The biggest issue is not the software, it's making sure that your payer contracts have accurate real-time data. Some of them don't, and that's where you have to overcompensate for their deficits. So, in the words of Walt Disney, the way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Thank you for joining us for this quick tip episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. Don't forget to like us, subscribe, and be part of our ecosystem because together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you loved this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.